Yes, Calypsonian.
Why monumental. As I say just now, you know, every street or hall or community center where Calypsonian reside in Trinidad Tobago should be named against a Ras Commander, Dennis Plummer, singing Sandra. So when a man driving to a Ras Commander lane, a taxi driver could give a tourist the story and how you came to be named Ras Commander.
You know the feeling. You have a brand London in Pfizer bar. Tell me how that feeling.
Well, for me, I didn't really want the street. Because the street was happy to be named against my mother.
Okay.
And she tell them she and that and that kind of thing. And then they had a committee, I didn't know that.
Nice.
Who put it in together.
Okay.
And I was actually on work. And they called me and said, boy, mother taking you hospital. I fly down the road. I showed you the camera and thing, shoot me, man.
I see by London.
Yeah.
So but a nice feeling, man.
Nice feeling,
yeah, man. Enough respect. I wish you.
Standing as we have the national anthem, we pray that God will bless our nation as if we are looking forward to a blessing, forgetting the times that God has blessed this nation of ours with people of the caliber of Leroy Calliste, whom we honor today as Dr. Black Stalin, the professor who continues to teach and guide us. Unable to be physically with us, we are here with him, and we want to pray that prayer given by the Savior, as Father John and myself will say together with you all the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. May God bless our brother Dr. Leroy Calliste. May God bless all his family and each of us gathered here to honor him as he would live in this city of San Fernando, in this street forever and always. God bless you, and may God continue to bless the doctor, the professor, the black man. Amen.
Thank you, Monsignor and Father Wilfred. About now, we are going to bring to the microphone to kick off the official proceedings.
Have you said so?
Huh?
Have you said?
Oh, I'm so sorry. This carnival, I didn't know you would be. I thought the protocol was to pass out things to wave. I'm sorry. Yes, my bad. Yeah, so we would bring on to kick off the proceedings Mr. Kiran Singh, who is the president of the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce. Would we bring him on with a round of applause?
Good afternoon, everyone. I believe I socially distanced enough. I could remove my mask to speak audibly. Good afternoon to the first citizen of the city of San Fernando, His Worship, the Mayor, Alderman Junior Regrello. Father, taking a prayer from God, so we have to give him a minute. Senator, the Honorable Kazim Hussein, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, to the councillors of the city of San Fernando, the numerous artists here, too many to mention by name, but proud to be here nevertheless, to all the invited guests, the media, good afternoon again. I think that the Mayor chose this day quite appropriately to honor Black Stalin with a street naming ceremony, being Carnival Tuesday. We all know the Mayor is a carnival man, and we also follow in his footsteps. The Mayor has done us great service in the city by renaming streets throughout since his tenure, honoring those sons and daughters of the soil who have given tremendously of their lifetimes to the benefit of not only San Fernando, but Trinidad and Tobago, and have helped put this country on the map for culture, music, arts, entertainment, business, the medical fields, just to name a few. Dr. Rupert Indar, Bobby Panman, famous Panman, Sprang Alang most recently, and today, of course, we are here to open this part of the street in the honor of Black Stalin. If I could just say a few words as a businessman representing the San Fernando Chamber of Commerce and the business community in South Trinidad. Black Stalin epitomized what we would like to call Caribbean unity. And when he released two songs, I'll talk about one first, The Caribbean Man, it brought on criticism from several quarters at around the time that the Caribbean man is a black man, and that raised some negativity, I believe, in society that was not welcome. But around that time, we would remember that when we traveled, all of us would be considered black. It didn't have anything about what race. Once you were not born in the northern countries, we all considered black. And that raised a certain amount of awareness. And as business people, when we travel, we are aware of how people look at us. And that has to change, and it is changing. And I think that Black Stalin certainly set the platform for us in laying down what we would call racial unity and not racial disharmony and discrimination. And the youths in this country should certainly look to learn from this icon from San Fernando, and we're proud that he's from South to give us these lessons of life. He's been given many accolades, which I wouldn't go into. We know that the other speakers will do that. But what I also want to mention is that almost every day on the radio, some radio station or the other would play Black Man Feeling to Party. And that's also appropriate, because we are training people, we love to party, we love to jam, we love to wine, and he has brought all of us, through song, to join together. And when you're in a fete or a party or you listen to the radio, it wouldn't be a fete or a party if you didn't hear that song, Black Man Feeling to Party. I'm sure we could all agree with that. And the radios, of course, continue to pay a claim to him. And he sought for Caribbean integration. And we must remember that even as business people, when we look at doing trade regionally, internationally, that songs like this inspire us to go forward as honest, decent human beings. And as I close, I want to remind all of us here today that The youths need all the encouragement, all the advice, all the inspiration to look up to our elders. And I would plead with them to look at the lyrics while we're dancing and jamming to the song. Listen to the words of the many songs that he sang and see that they're full of wisdom and inspiration for all of us to follow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Greetings in the name of the Most High God. Greetings! Greetings! The Patsy tell me walk with the bell, so I have to follow instructions. If I see all protocols observed, so that we can kick off, all protocols observed. It's a historical moment for more than one reason. I guess the other speakers, when they come to the microphone, they will tell you why. For us in the Trinbago Unified Calypsonian organization, it is an exceptionally historic moment in the lifeblood of the Calypso art form that we represent. 100 years ago, Chieftain Walter Railway Douglas opened the first commercial Calypso tent. 100 years ago. Which means in our carnival celebration, right? In our carnival culture, in our carnival activity, to this day, if we still have Calypso tents operating, and we do, it means that the Calypso tent is an institution, and that the Calypso tent is a signature of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. It brings a difference to all the other carnivals in the world, along with the steel band movement. It's a signature of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. So throughout this year, we will be celebrating in various ways the achievements, the power, and the presence of our Calypsonians. This particular event, and we must salute the work of the mayor of the city of San Fernando, His Worship the Mayor General, and his team. We must salute that. In the same way that we must lift up our voices and rejoice for the city of San Fernando and the southern neighborhood of Trinidad and Tobago. We must do that because the power of the Calypso had come out of the south. Hey! That resonates throughout the islands, throughout the region, and throughout the world. If we don't mark this day, we're going to be fooling ourselves. For the power that came out of the south and keeps coming out of the south is unmatched by anything that we know in the cultural world. And I say that without fear of contradiction. I take this opportunity to recognize the powerhouse in the Tuku organization in the South Central region. Our chairman, Mr. Steve Pascal, the last commander. And the work that he has been doing over the years and continues to do. It's Carnival Tuesday, we had to play a mass. And what better mass we could play? What better way in this time of COVID-19, when we can wine and jam in the street as we want to? What better way, what more crucial way as a people could we find to celebrate this carnival, but with the renaming of Lord Street in San Fernando in the name of Dr. the Honorable Leroy Calliste, the Black Stalin. And so, we open with history, we talk about Wilbur Douglas, but we must know and understand that history is always being made, and this is history we're making. This is history we're making, and we are all part of it. You here, and those at home, or wherever they may be in the world, experiencing this vibration, this moment in time that we must always treasure. This moment in time. I would like to get personal, but we ain't have time for that. I come to represent the Trinbago Unified Calypsonian organization. But the Black Stalin always say, nothing is strange in the life of a man who come out for change. Once you don't want people to talk for you, and wouldn't do the things that they want you to do, your life is safe whether night or day, because any number could play. So nothing is strange in the life of a man or woman who come out for change. And through that, Black Stalin has waved the flag and has pointed direction and given us a point of reference for the conscious calypso, for the commentary styles, for the storytelling experience of a people so powerful, so spiritual, so definite as we make our statement in the world. Because by calypso, our stories are told. So long live calypso. Long live calypso. Long live calypso. And so the culture.
While the music is being formatted, and they give me a signal when they're ready, to remind you of all the COVID protocols in place, safe distancing, and we're ready now. To bring on Kimani Ali. Put your hands together. We could do better than that for you. For 5-year-old Imani Ali, a student of St. Peter's Private Primary School. I think at this point we would turn to remarks from His Worship the Mayor or the Manjuni Regrello, and I just want to also mention Mrs. Shoma Orr Watkins and Terry Lyons, the 2020 Calypso winner. So we have His Worship the Mayor.
In the interest of time, I think we will forego the protocol list, which was so eloquently presented by our master of ceremony. But I must recognize the distinguished persons who made the effort to be here this morning because of the importance of this event, particularly the array of performers and Calypsonians who made the effort to be in San Fernando on this Carnival Tuesday. This is very significant to people. I too would like to recognize the 5-year-old who came up here and rendered his version of Backyard Jam. I said sometime yesterday, how many times are we going here, we take him Backyard Jam? But it is what it is, when there's a void, there's a replacement. And I think it was about 1:30 this morning, our distinguished minister here messaged me, he said, what's the dress code for tomorrow? I said, no costume. You come in, this is about Black Stalin. This is his day. We're not going to upstage anybody here this morning. I'm very proud to be part of this exercise and the team of the councillors who made the decision to recognize this gentleman. You may not know, but nailing of a street is not an easy exercise. There are a lot of matters that you have to settle legally and otherwise. The availability of the street. As a matter of fact, some years ago, and when Minister we still don't know about this, we were trying to name a street in San Fernando after a very famous son of the soil, not Leroy. And we got opposition from the residents. They said, no, that can't happen here. I was taken aback because this was not an ordinary person. So it requires a petition where you have to go out to the public and get a no objection response from them to get it done. And I'm very happy that we have been successful this morning or in the past couple of weeks to get a response from the public in doing this. We knew that there would be no problem from Coffee Street to Mokarapo Street corner because there's Leroy's place and Leroy's peace, likewise on the other half. Born on Lord Street in San Fernando on September 24, 1941, Leroy Calliste epitomizes the phrase, born in the heart of San Fernando. Armed with an average primary school education and a few books from the library, Stalin was able to prepare himself for what lay ahead. Dr. Leroy Calliste began his illustrious career as a limbo dancer and pan player before joining the Southern Brigade Calypso Tent. He later moved in 1959 to the Calypso Tent in Port of Spain, where the warlord himself, Lord Bilkey, christened him the mighty Stalin for his fearless style. His interactions with the greats such as Lord Pretender and Lord Melody certainly had an influence on him, and particularly Melody, who he emulated as an MC, and a very good one at that. As a matter of fact, I think that Stalin is the best MC I ever came across as a top card MC. During the next 4 decades, Stalin rolled out a series of hits that covered every aspect of his existence, such as Beat My Tune on Carnival Day of 1967, the immortal message of Martin Luther King, never lived by the gun, yet he died by one. I'm talking about Martin Luther King, senior son, a man of great capability, yet he never knew the meaning of the word enemy. And he gave no help there. When he felt so saying something, I have no voice, and I'm man, I thought I get some support here. A new portrait of Trinidad was done in 1968 when he did a retake, right, of Sniper's 1965 version of the portrait of Trinidad. Do you know that song? Right? Yeah, people clapped their hands. People felt so glad when Sniper painted the portrait of Trinidad. What I'm here to see And he went on, that is a new Trinidad and Tobago, and he had to repaint the portrait of Trinidad. Run something in 1976, the Caribbean man in 1979 that Clifton spoke about. Play one and more times, 1979. Nothing comes easy. Better days are coming. Ism, schism, and great Dorothy. No part-time lover and more to come. Will them go on? Bond them. And Mr. Panmaker. We can make it if we try. More pan in the party, pan in mass. Look on the brighter side. I see a silver lining behind the grey cloud it passing. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. Well, the bright side is where we go in. Calypsonian help out now. I thank everyone here. Black man come out to party, come with it. And one of my favorite sufferers. Sufferers don't care about what? Sufferers don't care about who migrate or who come from where. Sufferers don't care about who come from town. But sufferers only care about what? Where the next who coming from. Classics you may call them. Some composed over 20 years ago, but remain relevant today. Winning 5 times National Calypso Monarch title. Stalin got his material from the expressions on the street and the everyday cries and suffering of the people. His compositions reflected the life of the poor and working class and the failure of the delivery of justice, which were all articulated in his song. His contempt of various governments, guilt for wasting the public purse, identified with the masses, and his deliberate approach to avoid party songs is clearly explained in Wait Dorothy Wait, where he claimed that there were more serious issues to sing about. His advocacy on the plight of the black man or woman has been consistent on a wide range of issues as he clamored for social upliftment, dignity, and the need for political awareness. His work will remain etched in our archives for our scholars, educators, and students to research in order to have a profound understanding of the people and their plight during the period that he represented them. Stalin's recognition didn't stop there, as several Caribbean politicians took notice of his messages. I'm sure you'd have been proud when the Barbadian Prime Minister recently quoted one of his songs, "We can make it if we try," in her address to the nation. His appreciation for the art form, the people in his country, and the Caribbean have connected him in such a way that he's loved both by his and the current generation. His music has and is simply timeless. Therefore, it was no surprise when the University of the West Indies conferred on him an honorary degree, Doctor of Letters, on October 31st, 2008. Leroy supported all of the steel bands in San Fernando, but had a special bond with skiffle, as several of his family members played there. So committed was he that he once sang in the tent in Port of Spain in a skiffle t-shirt. We had a performance one year in Port of Spain where we were paid $4,000, and when we made a deduction for the transportation, there was very little less left. And when we sent Leroy's check for him, he sent it back. He said he couldn't receive this check based on the circumstances. He went on to assist skiffle over the years, and for the World Seaman Festival in 2000, he came to the panel while we were rehearsing and said he would not be in Port of Spain for the final, and that was in 2000, because he had a performance in New York, and he leaving the following morning to go to New York. During the festival finals in Queen's Hall in GPR Complex during intermission, Leroy showed up in the dressing room before we performed. I said, "What you doing here?" He said, "I couldn't do that. I had to be here to support this band." And he gave the band a motivational speech, and we went on to win the World Steel Band Festival. And it didn't end there, you know. He also composed a calypso and recorded what he didn't tell me about it, called the Otis Skiffle Bunch. It was something like this: play on, Skiffle Bunch, play on. Great song. I would be failing if I did not mention his passion for his beloved San Fernando, as he's one of the few who made a name for himself without abandoning the city. It was no surprise to see Leroy at Library Corner at the top of Lord Street on Juve morning, a few hours after winning the Calypso Monarch. To Leroy, San Fernando was home. In this regard, the spot we are on is next to his birthplace, which will be earmarked in our committee meetings for our tourism trust. So when you walk up, drive on Lord Street, you see this is the birthplace of Dr. Leroy Calliste, this other person. It is in this context that the city of San Fernando is today, with a profound sense of pride, honoring this distinguished philosopher, social and political commentator, and son of the soil, by renaming a major portion of Lord Street in the name of Dr. Leroy Calliste. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship, and I'd like at this point to call Mrs. Patsy Calliste to the stage.
Good afternoon to each and everyone. I'm so overwhelmed here today. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy here today. First of all, I want to say all protocols observed. Leroy and I first met a stone show from him, which is on Harris Promenade. We were very young, so we couldn't let people see us at all. So this street they call Lord Street used to be our Howard Street. I knew him as the mighty Stalin, not Stalin. In those days, they would call you by your sobriquet, the mighty. Whoever, your name is mighty or Lord, that is how they used to call me in the mountain. So we used to hide here to hold hands on this same Lord Street here. So this street was marked a very long time before anybody knew that this street, from Lord Street, I would still say to the mighty Stalin, but it has changed now to Black Stalin. So I'm very proud, I'm very happy. My family never knew about our dating dates on Lord Street. You know, and I'm very, very happy for that. So, not much to say again. I think you have it all. That our love really started on Lord Street. And I'm so happy that it has changed now to Dr. Leroy Calliste. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Another round of applause for Mrs. Patsy Calliste, who has single-handedly carried Leroy through these years after his challenges. Right? It takes a strong woman to do that. Next on the program, and then we're going to loosen up a bit. We're going to get it free up, but let's get the official part of the program on course. Next, we have remarks from the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Senator, the Honorable Kazim Hussein. But before I do that, before we do that, excuse me, Minister, could somebody help with the feedback that we're getting here? I don't know what. All right. Okay. So put your hands together for Senator Kazim Hussein.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dawad Philip.
Master of Ceremonies, His Worship, the Mayor of the City of San Fernando, Alderman Junior Regallo, former Minister of Culture, Deputy Political Leader of the People's National Movement, Mrs. Joan Yule Williams, Deputy Mayor, Dr. Ferry Hussein, Acting CEO of the San Fernando City Corporation, Mr. Bevel Fernandez, members of the 11th San Fernando City Council, and I see all the councillors present here today. Our guest of honor, Mrs. Patsy Calliste and the Calliste family, representing Dr. Calliste. President of Tuco South Central, my friend Mr. Steve Pascal. Brother Resistance, visiting from far. Members of the Calypso fraternity. And I feel so proud standing here today as a San Fernandian to see Crow here. To see Roy Cape here. To see Mr. Winston Jimsy Peter, a former Minister of Culture. I see Terry Lyons is also here. And I see also the roaring lion being represented here today by his son. He's somewhere, I saw him walking somewhere here today. Mr. Even, yeah. Members of the Calypso fraternity, as I said, specially invited guests, members of the media. If you are not part of culture in San Fernando, then you have lost your way. I was brought up in San Fernando among 6 steel bands in the Coffee Street area. I don't know if you all remember, some of you all remember Wassa Silvertones, Hillside Symphony, Tiantec Motown, Free French, Stiffer Bunch, Fontclair, among a Juicy Antillians. I actually grew up in the ghetto in San Fernando, and I am proud as a San Fernandian. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a special good morning to you all. It is indeed my pleasure to be here for the unveiling of this ceremony in commemoration of Dr. Leroy Calliste, better known as the Black Stalin. I was a councillor in Lesafo-Isipero, where Dr. Calliste lived. And when I used to walk in the area every 3 months, his whole family, including him sometimes, his wife, she will remember, he used to come out and meet me with the children. So I want to remind all the councillors here to visit the community as often as you can, so they will know you and know who you are. As you know, this government officially launched the National Local Road Street Sign Program in the Diego Martin Corporation on Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2019. We said that street signs will be installed on every street, every road, and on every corner. And today, it gives me great pleasure to say that we have fulfilled that promise. So far, 11 municipal corporations have benefited from this program and signage, and there are 3 remaining municipal corporations to be fulfilled, along with the Ministry of Works and Transport, Traffic Management. This government believes that by placing street signs on every street, every road, and every corner, we are bringing citizens closer and empowering them to every city, borough, and region. This program will bridge the gap, ensuring inclusivity and connectivity between citizens and the essential services needed for living a comfortable life. Identification of all streets in the city of San Fernando will ensure quicker response of emergency services and facilitate easier location of critical amenities within the community. And ladies and gentlemen, this street side program would not have been possible without the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. As our astute Prime Minister, Dr. Honorable Keith Rowley, indicated in his address at the official launch, inadequate street signage is a matter of national security, and better signage will help with safety. This program will ensure a quicker response by emergency and security personnel to accidents, disasters, and criminal incidents. This program is being implemented throughout and with a collaborative effort from the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government, the Ministry of Works and Transport, and the 14 municipal corporations. At this point, I would like you all to put your hands together and commend the Mayor and his councillors and the staff of the San Fernando City Corporation to recognize icons such as Black Stalin and Spannerland, who have made immeasurable contributions not only to the city of San Fernando, but on the whole. Ladies and gentlemen, I recently, when we launched the street signage program in Point 14, we did something similar to this for Austin Blue Lions. And it was really a nice occasion. I am so happy to know that so many of you cultural icons could be here today to celebrate with Dr. Stalin and the San Fernando City Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a pleasure to be here, and I would not have missed it. The mayor asked me to invited me, and he told me to come, and I said to myself, as a San Fernandian, I couldn't miss this. Stalin will go down in history as one of the best Calypsonians in San Fernando. I hope to see streets named after Kokro in Point 14, Roy Cape, I hope to see a street named after him, Brother Resistance, and the street signage program fall under the Ministry of Local Government, so I will ask the respective municipal corporations to include all of you icons into our program. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and I want to wish all of us good health and long life, and may Almighty God continue to bless the city of San Fernando, and may He bless the mayor, his councillors, the staff of the corporation, and also to continue to bless and protect Black Stalin with good health and long life. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Kazim Hussein. We keeping in mind that, and we're fully aware that this is Carnival Tuesday, you know. So we try to keep a nice balance between the protocols that are needed to commemorate officially this historic moment, but we also try to keep it on a cultural front to strengthen and to fortify the historic importance of this. And in that vein, I want to please welcome to the stage none other than Dr. Roy Cape to come and speak on behalf of himself and Jackson.
Good afternoon. There are so many people here that I can call the names I think it's too much for me this afternoon. But what I want to say to you, I have met Leroy in 1977, getting rehearsal for the 78th season with Kingdom of Division. I met him and Valentino, and as we were faster, there was no problem in us being close to each other. I worked at Spectacular for X amount of years, and it was advertised as Spectacular Band, led by Leroy. And to me, that wasn't doing nothing for me. So, Solo from San Fernando had 3 shows at Sparrow Hideaway with Leroy in concert. And when I saw the poster, I saw Roy Cape, Kaiso was that. And he said to me, if you're not taking care of yourself, I would do it for you. He trusted me with his music. He trusted me with his career. He trusted me for taking bookings for him and handling his money. In my life, up to this point, I have never met someone who showed me so much love and appreciation as a man to each other. To his family, to his wife Patsy, and the children, I feel like if I'm a family of that family, because he has demonstrated that I'm very close to him. There's a song going to be coming out at sometime that we did in 2013. He told me, Roy, I have something for you to do, you know. I said, don't worry, it's a piece of cake. And it goes like this. Black man, I am not a true Calypsonian. I am just a simple musician. Black man, you do you do, and let me show you what this musician could do. Blow right. This is me blowing my horn here. I was, up to today, I'm really amazed of the type of work that Leroy has done. Leroy has sung for the people, for the country, not for self, but for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I would say, in a lesser point, the Caribbean, because the Caribbean man is one of his heaviest songs that he has sung in. He was always concerned about the people on the block, on the people in Trinidad and the downtrodden, and his whole life has been dedicated towards this. I'm a bit getting a little emotional here, so I'd like to say good evening to you, and I feel very blessed to see something like this happen. It has not happened for Calypsonians and musicians and through the years. I was fortunate that you honored me and gave me an honorary doctorate. I never thought that was possible in Trinidad and Tobago. We have Brother Resistance sitting along in the corner here, a man who has given his life and commitment to the betterment and the development of Calypso and Calypsonian. Black man got to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. And when you get a little something with a dragon, you keep watching people that don't tell you already. Black man will get nothing.
Thank you, Dr. Roy. Put your hands together again one more time. And we're getting there, you know, we're getting there. I have things to tell you. But let's keep the program and then we will come around to that. Right now, this is a young man who Leroy saw him as a boy in Mayaro and told him, I think I would let him tell you that story. Put your hands together for the chairman of the NCC, former Calypso Mola, Winston Gypsy Peter.
Thank you very kindly, Leroy. His Worship, the Mayor of San Fernando, Mr. Junior Rivero, Minister of Local Government, Mr. Kazim Muslim, Mr. Joe Newell Williams, former Minister of Culture, of course, Ntalo Masimba, Brother Resistance, President of Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization, all of the councillors who are here, members of the Calypso fraternity, musicians, cultural aficionados, all of the protocol observed. My dear brothers and sisters, good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here. Oftentimes people say this is an auspicious occasion because it has to be said in that way. I say it today with a lot deeper meaning than just auspicious in a passant way. I say it because this day is of great significance, not just to one person, but to a fraternity that has undergone a lot of stress and deprivation from the things that should have been happening a long time ago. And when I speak of that fraternity, I want to tell you that I speak of the Pan fraternity and the Calypso fraternity in particular. We have both gone through the same kind of situation. A situation where today many people in this country still cannot play their own instrument. A situation where today in this country some people still feel it hard to sing a calypso. Some people still scorn some Calypsonians because of the simple fact that you're a Calypsonian. Some people still, to this very day, don't want either them or their daughter or their son to have anything to do with a person who played the pan. Such is the situation that we have gone through to get to where we are today, which makes this occasion so auspicious. My dear brothers and sisters, today, many years ago, if we were unveiling a plaque, that plaque would have said, "No Calypsonians or dogs allowed." Today, we are going to unveil one that says, Dr. Leroy Calliste, Calypsonian, the Black Stalin. My dear brothers and sisters, it brings a joy to my heart that couldn't be felt even more if it was me. In my case, I first met Stalin in 1962. I was 10 years old, and I met him in Mayaro. And when I met him there, of course I was always a brave boy. And Stalin, I had to sing for him and the others who were with him. And when I was finished singing my songs, all that I composed myself even back then, I composed my first song when I was 4 years old. And when I sang for him, he said to me, "You will be one big Calypsonian." Well, I don't know if I have fulfilled his own look at me as a big Calypsonian, but I can tell you that he has fulfilled every aspiration that I look for in a Calypsonian. My dear brothers and sisters, at this point, I would like to commend the people of the universities of Trinidad who has found it fit to make cultural icons the people who they're supposed to be with the accolades that they have bestowed upon them. Gone are the days when the respect is not there. Today, when we say Dr. Leroy Calliste, or we say Dr. Slinger Francisco, at the end of it you would say Sparrow, or you would say Black Stalin, the Calypsonians. Likewise, Bugsy Sharp, Roy Cape. So we have come a long way. And my dear brothers and sisters, whenever we see something good happen to one of us, it has happened to all of us. And I look forward to the continuation of all of this within not just the Calypso fraternity, but within the cultural fraternity of Trinidad and Tobago. Better days are coming. Better days are coming, my dear brothers and sisters. And the bad days are in our rearview mirror, and we hope it stays just there. May God continue to bless us all, and continue to bless the people who make all of this possible. Stalin, long live the black man.
Thank you, Gypsy. Give them another round of applause with all capacity. At this point of the program, I wanted to ask, there are 5 people in the audience, I wanted to ask them to stand and give them a round of applause. Because when we talk about Stalin and we talk about beginnings, these are the people who born and grow in this area and step by step travel this journey. I want to ask Floyd Archer to stand. Floyd, where is he? I want to ask Father Wilfred John to stand. I want to ask Trevor Richardson. I want to ask Tony Clark, and I want to ask Gloria Callis to stand. And give them our family. We are the ones who are hearing all these stories, you know. Leroy thought he might have been a chef before he became a Calypsonian, and we are the ones who told him nah. But just on a lighter note. But right now, thank you so much to these people who were raised here in the Dindials. This is the last remaining original family would be the Dindials across the street at the corner of Monsignor Lane, and the Ganda days, and all this land was owned by Miss Batiste, not Mrs. Miss Audrey Batiste, who lived with this house and raised generations of people. Dr. Janet Stanley Mercado was raised in this house right here under her aunt, Audrey Braffin.
Superior wife.
Huh?
Superior's wife.
Oh yes, the wife of Superior, Dr. Janet Stanley Mercado was the Director of Education for many years. And so, please, you can have a seat now. Thank you so much, brothers, and it's good that you were able to make it on short notice and come down. Right now, when I see I was calling Kenneth Head's son, put your hands together for a bigger than Batiste.
more technical difficulties as it seems. Alright, that's one.
Although the weather's a little on the wet side, and we will be under the tent trying to continue to observe some safe distancing and there's sanitary notions about the place. So therefore, let me not have plenty of the dead space while it's going on. So I want to just give you a little history. When this fence is between, let's say, the post of the tent and that galvanized fence, a little wider, was a track that you could come through from Lord Street, and it took you to the back where those vehicles are parked. And there was 45G Harris Promenade, the house that I was born, the house that Leroy was born, the house that a very important person, about Dennis, Gloria, everybody's from right there. But the thing about it is that I thought about it, and I've said that, you know, the first hero we had come out of the block here was George Phillip. George Phillip became the bass player who traveled with Merlin Tate and to Jamaica and revolutionized the music there. And George is still around, still playing, and I've done a lot of interviews with him about the history of this place and how it moved from here, and the history of his involvement first as a pan player, because Dennis, the eldest of Miss Nicey and Mr. George's children, big brother to Leroy, he tuned the whole pan side right in the back there, and we started to play there. And while we were playing, before we could get comfortable, Dennis ups and sell the whole set of instruments to the chums. I mean, later years I could understand it, but at that point, I didn't too like Dennis head from that as a little boy. But what happened there was an incredible thing happened, because George became proficient as a pan man. And when Dennis, who was called Joe Naked, when Dennis took him to All Stars, he became instantly a hit with All Stars, because he could do something that was rare at the time. He had a strum. I need to tell you about that strum. So that history is intact there. And I think I'll continue the story and bring now a baby Matisse. Put your right hands together.
Thank you very much for that round of applause you were contemplating giving me. I'll take the other thing now. We walk with prophets, philosophers, and we respect them. 5 minutes to pay tribute and song. But the person I'm paying tribute to, Lord, that's a hard one. Yes, I beg you. We must come on. We're not listening to what I say. Until you have no time. We talk one day there will be sun. We can do this to me. What's back there when you wake up? There was going to find. And that is the land. Calypso, Sweden is the land that we still band. We know that for trembling on young, they never put their hand on their head, and never bought out if I didn't know. And hold on to me. Just imagine you're begging Canada to lend you to Sweden band, and begging England over and over to lend get to Calypsonian. Then you step across the street, my brother, trying to get to Rainbow Johnson. You'll be wishing wholeheartedly it was 1973. On that day, or when you wake up, yeah, what you're going to find. England is the land of the limbo. England is the home of Calypso. England is the land of the steel band. Remember for Trinidad. Then you go put your hand on your head, and you go pull out if I didn't know, if I didn't know. Just imagine Trinidad calling pine, easy instrument. The prison service, just a snap, like someone isolated. Every Trinidad that you see, first thing on their mind is money. Some of them would have been so glad the money was the contact Trinidad. The man got one day, and when you wake up, yeah, what you're going to find. England is the home of Calypso. Sweden is the land of the steel band. We are going for Trinidad. Then you go put your hand on your head, and you go pull out if I didn't know, if I didn't know. Hold on to us. So first thing I want to say, Happy Carnival. Happy Carnival. You could find a better way to celebrate Carnival than this. Get the captain, it's a celebration. So let me sing, let me sing. I ain't voices. There is the one. He was born onto some street. A walk from San Fernando, you can meet. I tell you this as a matter of fact. All over the world, fly the red and black. Welcome, you know you will not fight. That you think you're now as your life. And I'm sure you all will agree. Leroy got his melody and shit on. Let me sing. But it's coming to face it. What? Our people need us today. And in our fight today, we never need to surrender. Without one little thing that I told you always, all go. Try, just a little. If we just did one more, remember just how hard it was some problem. You see all love is a good system. No dysfunction. For the dark Stalin celebration. So now if we celebrate him, For the day I'm making it very beautiful. Many times I saw my children eat. Stalin turned with the plate on a beat. For all the war time I've been in all of war. But Leroy Calliste, if I lost it all of my blood. Let me say, every country faces one man, it's like it. Our people need us to live. In our fight to recover, they never let people surrender. Without one little thing, I want you always to go. It's a journey. And remember the water. Sandra! Sandra! I don't believe I do me for my bella. I saw you know that you're running bad now. And it always when consider. She don't do it, but we all do yes, man. For now, I am proud and glad. Any man is recognition of our today. It's the king and the fat of food. Black sun is gone. I ain't gonna let you go. And I go. Every time you face it, it's like it's over. I want to burn the grass. It's gonna fight the return.
Let somebody else book you up. Who did? Now you still over here.
Everybody except a black Stalin.
Mr. Mayor, yes, when it comes between Mr. Cousin.
No, you come on, just come forward.